Today we're going to chat about how CyberArk built their identity security platform on Amazon Neptune with the help of AWS Partners. But first, just a little bit more about who is CyberArk. So CyberArk recently announced their identity security platform that assists and secures all identities accessing sensitive assets, DevOps pipelines, services, and data that's both on-prem and on AWS. It was built for the dynamic enterprise, and they've seen tremendous success with it since its launch. But even beyond that, CyberArk has a great relationship story with AWS. First of all, they're the #1 leader in identity security management, serving over 8,000 customers globally, of which there's more than 50% of the Fortune 500. In terms of the relationship with AWS, we have over 25 out-of-the-box integrations between CyberArk and our AWS solutions. 5 solutions are available on Marketplace, with one more launching in the next couple of days.
Yep.
And CyberArk's team boasts over 100 AWS certified SAs, so no wonder they're able to deliver such great results. Now, to talk a little bit more about the actual architecture and that story, I'm going to introduce Uzi, the VP of DevOps.
Thank you very much. Hi, everyone. So I would like to share our story and our journey with AWS. But before, I want to talk a little bit about trends in the security. So 2 or 3 years ago, everything been changed. Some people, our workers, started to work from home. So we needed to find a new way to secure their access. And when we're talking about privilege, there are much more new types of privilege. We don't have just humans. Suddenly we're talking about non-human and application. And last, the cloud. All of our customers started to move to the cloud. And it introduced a new identity challenges. So we in CyberArk understand that we need to do something different, that we need to modernize our solution to make sure that we build the next identity security platform. And what is this next identity security platform? It's a platform that helps us to identify every identity in your organization. It can be the admin, the workforce, it can be the human, the non-human. And after identify them, we can give them an access to a data or to data or environments. It can be the cloud or the on-prem. But the most important thing is that we have one platform to manage all of that. And that was one of our biggest changes that we did. And it required a lot of work from us. We had a lot of solutions 5 years ago, and now we have a platform. One UI, one identity, share services. So how did we do it? How have we been able to do it very, very fast? And the key is we went all in with AWS. And think about it. We would like to have a one platform experience to our customers, internal and external. We would like to share some services between the different offerings. Think about it. We don't want user to log in to every different platform, to every different tools. We want user to log in once and get access to all the platforms. And of course, security. CyberArk known in its security, in its strong security. We need to make sure that we keep and securing our SaaS solution as well. And of course, in this modern world, we have to deliver also a SaaS solution. So the way, or the fact that we went with AWS helped us to achieve short-term to value. We've been able to deliver our solution as a SaaS or on-prem faster. It's making our solution very efficient, internal and external. R&D started to deliver more feature faster. Collaboration between teams. I'm not talking just between the R&D team. I'm also talking between the R&D and the sales. And last, standard. We have a standard implementation in our development teams, so we can shift developers from one project to one project and keep the same experience of the one platform. So now this is the big story of CyberArk, and guys, we have best-in-class solution for identity security platform. We're in booth 352 if you want to hear more about that. But what I want to do now, I want to tell you a specific story about one tool and how AWS help us to be a better. So I would like to talk to you about the Cloud Entitlement Manager. It's a solution that we launched November 2020. It's been focused on a project. It's been focused on one cloud, mostly focused of starting point with the IAM. And then we went to the market. We had a very standard database. We used S3 bucket, very easy solution to explain to the customer. But when we went to a customer with our solution, we found that it's not good enough. Why? Because it's not scalable. We always started with the IAM. How can we expand to different identities? We have a problem with the central data. We need to make sure that we give a dynamic query around the data. So immediately we understand that we need to change the ways that we develop the product. Actually, we need to start and change the database. But if you think about it, it's not very simple to change a database. There are a lot of challenges. First of all, if you think about the variety of database, okay, we need to change the database. Which database should we select? The second thing is the comfort zone. Most of our developers felt very comfortable with what they knew. They already created their API around it. They created some library around it. How can we change it? And of course, again, security. You can see here and everywhere. Security standard in CyberArk is the first thing that we're thinking about. And last, performance. We need a solution that gives us the best performance. Remember, we had to replace our solution because of performance problem. So what we did, as I told you before, we went all in with AWS. So we went to our partners in AWS, and we started to talk to them about the problems that we have. So they introduced us Amazon Neptune, which is a new graph database. And you need to understand that it sounds very, very promising, but it was a new solution. So yes, as I said, it's going to have a best performance, and you will be able to support all different databases, and the connection, the connections that we have between all the entity will be very easy to manage, and it's going to accelerate your development. So we work with them, and we actually been able to create best-in-class solution that help us to manage all the entitlement and identities in the cloud or between all the clouds, and be able to give you one centralized solution to see all your security platform, all these security postures in the cloud. And the value to our customer is fast time to value. We can unlock new feature faster, and we can select and we can support our customer new requirement. We just had a new requirement from customer a few months ago that asked us to get a different way to look on the data. They wanted to start from the application and not from the IAM, and we've been able to deliver this feature for them quite fast. So, how did we do that? We work very close with Neptune and with AWS. And I want to share with you what does it mean to be a good partner with the AWS. So first of all, we have a very strong engagement with everyone. I can tell you that the GM of Neptune came to CyberArk office and talked to us. And of course, we spend hours with Neptune expert. We are talking about new technologies, so there is not a lot of data. So Neptune experts spend a lot of time with our developers and help us to develop and write the right code. But it's not only about deployment, but it's also about design. When you're thinking about database, when you're thinking about dynamic database, you need to design it well. So their experts work with our designer, with our architectures, and we build a very dynamic way to manage all the data. And last but not least, we had a great owner to be part of their roadmap. They shared the roadmap with us. And I can tell you that we also add our input to their roadmap. So this cooperation between us and AWS gave us a better way to deliver this solution. But remember, not only this solution, but all CyberArk new identity security platform now works on AWS. And all of our SaaS solution built on AWS. So before I'm going to introduce you to Yael, I want to say thank you very much for all of your support. It was very helpful for us and make us very successful.
Does it work? Yeah. Thank you, Uzi. Hi, my name is Yael, and I'm a part of the Service Acceleration team. We respond for AWS Partner Attach revenue. How many partners do we have in the crowd, if you can raise your hands? Nice. So what we are doing, we are responsible, as I mentioned, for the revenue. And as Uzi mentioned, we have a specialist team, SA. We focus on data services for AWS analytics and databases. On one side, we help with ISV customers, independent software vendors, startup, SMBs, to build the product, to migrate, to modernize their application on all the managed databases. Today, we have more than 20 services. And think about it, it's not so easy to find the right job for the right tool, right? So today, we help really to working with immersion days, deep dive data labs. We help to, like the CyberArk and many other customers, to build a product on the right service on AWS. But on the other side, we also help to work with GSIs, system integrators. Sometimes customers, they really need support of the partner services. We help with capabilities, with solution, with technical enablement session. But as well, we help them to sell more as a partner on the marketplace, to attach more opportunities with different initiatives like case studies, like blogs, like things that they help them to sell more through the coastal services. We introduce them to the relevant vertical team. For example, if it's IoT, security, airlines, retail. So we help to provide the relevant headcounts and the relevant team to build the product if it's a SaaS factory, for example. So those are examples of ISV market programs that we help, the ISV workload migration, where you can really help to build migration playbook and provides funding, GTM, support for ISV Accelerate. You get credits for this. For example, if you have customers who wants to migrate to AWS, we can support them, and you will get also funding credits for that if it's on database, on analytics services. As well, we have the co-sell programs where ISV, we provide SPIF, also for the account managers, that will help you to promote your co-sell, your product. And as the ISV Accelerate and the SaaS team revenue team, we help you to sell more, to close opportunities. We have, if you join the Amazon Partner Network on a high-scale level, you will get a dedicated partner development manager who will help you to build a strategy, who will help you to how to basically to position your solution on different verticals in the ecosystem of Amazon Partner Network. We have today more than 100,000 partners globally. And we will help you basically to meet the relevant account manager, the relevant PDM to sell more. I can share that, for example, 2 days ago, we ran a roundtable of all the security forum. We invited partner and customers to introduce their solution and to basically to find the relevant solution architect and the technical persona. We also, as I mentioned, helping with the marketplace. We have the service validation programs, like the RDS Ready. We have a couple of customers here on the audience already got the program, and it helps them to promote their solution and to find the right application, and of course, to reduce the technology risk for other customers. I'm happy to share more on programs after the session. That's all on our side. If you have any questions, feel free to contact us. And thank you for joining our session. I hope you had an amazing Reinforce.
Thank you very much.